look at Bitcoin. Look at it being at 67.6, and that's because there are so many good reasons. There's nothing to bring Bitcoin down at this point. Let's start out with the fantastic stuff. Marathon Digital, they're one of the biggest Bitcoin miners out there. They're going to be investing 100 million of their money, okay, to Bitcoin. It makes a lot of sense. They keep mining Bitcoin, but part of the strategy is to retain all mined Bitcoin and to purchase more too. So obviously, they realize that they need to be more aggressive with their Bitcoin strategy because so many are just buying up and the ETFs are. They're not going to stop. They're never going to stop. So someone like Marathon, they're in the perfect position to acquire more. First, because they're mining more, and second of all, they have a lot of reserves that they could use to go buy more Bitcoin, right? So this is fantastic. But of course, it's not just them. We know everyone is doing it. Semler Scientific now, they're going to raise $150 million to buy Bitcoin. Think about it, 150 million. They already bought 58 million, not too much, but after this raise, they're going to have over $200 million worth of Bitcoin. Have you guys noticed? A lot of companies are starting to do this. MetaPlanet, of course, started MicroStrategy, started the whole thing, and now every single company out there is wondering if they not only should buy Bitcoin, but have a Bitcoin strategy where they're raising money to go buy Bitcoin. This is all happening around the same time. This is not a coincidence, right? So these are fantastic news that we're hearing more and more about every single day. And pension funds, New Jersey mayor plans on investing in Bitcoin ETFs for a city pension fund. They're not the first, too. They're not the first. We're starting to see even states invest in Bitcoin. That's how much they believe in it. Okay. I mean, pension funds are supposed to be, right, long term for the employers or employees of the city. So, I mean, obviously, pension funds are supposed to be more conservative with minimal growth, but conservative because you don't want to go hyper growth and screw up anything. And the simple fact that they're willing to invest in Bitcoin now, that is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Also, a few other things. RFK, he happened to be at the Karate Combat event yesterday. I'll talk about a little bit more at the end of this stream or end of this video, but he said he would make the government buy 615 billion in Bitcoin. Okay. That's actually not that much if you think about it, because Bitcoin is already above $1 trillion in market cap. So that's about like 50% um, of its current market cap. But you know what? Hey, I would not be opposed, right? We've been hearing about like making Bitcoin a strategic reserve of the United States. Anyone that's willing to do it, they obviously get it. They obviously understand, and it would be good. It would be good for the country, right? And once the United States starts down this path, kind of like MicroStrategy, the United States goes down the path where we start buying Bitcoin as a reserve. Think about every other country on the planet that's probably going to start doing the same. They're going to be wondering, okay, if the US is doing it, should we do it? So it's probably going to kick off a flurry of buying and hoarding and DCAing from all the big countries out there, right? So I'm looking forward to it. Maybe something else gets announced this week or within the next 2 days of the Bitcoin conference, right? And here's the reality. Now we're getting some wild predictions. Wild. Are they really wild? Maybe not. Because so many now understand or get why Bitcoin exists, why the price keeps going higher, and why it could be in the millions when it one day becomes a global currency, a trade currency, a store of value, right? I mean, there are a lot of things in play, and I mean, just look at this. Van Eyck is saying by 2050, which I know is in 26 years. the the lowest, the bear scenario for Bitcoin, right, would be at 130,000, which is still higher than now, but of course, no one would want that. The base, meaning just if all things go, Bitcoin will be at 2.9 million, 2.9 in 2050. And in a best case bull scenario, Bitcoin will be at $52 million. $52 million. You can't see that because my camera's up. Let me see if I can remove my camera real quick. $52 million. Uh, so this is why it's important to load up a DCA as much Bitcoin as you can, because even someone like Van Eyck, okay, is saying that Bitcoin is going to be between anywhere from 2.9 million to 52 million, basically. Absolutely fantastic, right? And Bitcoin is still coming up while I'm recording this. Absolutely fantastic. What else is fantastic is 66% of the Mt. Gox distribution is over. Okay, out of the total 141,000 that they had to distribute, they're down to 47, right? The reserve has decreased by 66%, yet the price is still holding. This is what I said before. I didn't think, I really didn't think that people that got back their Bitcoin from Mt. Gox would just immediately dump. They're not like Germany. Most are holding, right? So this is good. Another huge thing is once this FUD is over, it's over. And it's finally coming to a conclusion soon. And Bitcoin right now, as you can see, still moving according to plan, has not deviated and will continue to move further and higher due to many, many, many reasons. Due to corporations now employing a Bitcoin strategy, countries embracing Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, the fundamentals, the 4-year cycle, the scarcity factor, retail understanding more and more about Bitcoin and getting in because they don't want to see their fiat debased. They don't want to see their buying power erode. I mean, there are so many things that I can go on and on and on about it. But ultimately, Bitcoin is the best and most decentralized network on the planet. And there's not enough to go around. When everyone is fighting, the price goes up. And I didn't even cover ETFs today. ETF is probably fantastic. I don't have it, but I do have some ETH ETF stuff to show you guys, right? But as for Bitcoin's price trajectory right now, it is coming up. We are going to see Bitcoin retouch upon its previous high soon and break above it. Okay. It's going to come. Six-figure Bitcoin is around the corner. This is not fantasy. This is reality. You just have to have a little bit more patience. That's really it.
If you want to comment on anything I've said in this video, make sure you head over to the Roundtable. The Roundtable is a new social media platform created for conversations. And best of all, it's spam-free, bot-free, unlike here on YouTube. And you could have conversations with me and others like Altcoin Daily, Scott Melker, Mauro Nafal, and many others are joining daily. And you also get rewarded in tokens for doing so. So check out the new roundtable, click the link in the description below.